Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel where I build SwiftUI stuff from scratch live for your education and entertainment. We've been working with a keyboard view these past few days. It was something that I had built for my timer app, and it got a little bit of traction, so I wanted to make it a its own separate library. Um, and I wanted the keyboard to be able to show um, anything. I guess I kind of need some screenshots to show that, huh? Especially because the app is not in a buildable state right now. Um, see, I guess we could revert. We have and see if there's something that I can show you. Oh, it's still failing. Oh, because Xcode project needs to be rebuilt. Okay, well, I'm not sure if I can show you what the goal is right now. So I'm just going to continue on. I guess you can look at the VOD from yesterday. But I guess as I was thinking about this yesterday, I feel like I feel like we want a state of a type that's equatable. Like this is the part that needs to be generified, I think. And then this is something that needs to be able to be um, passed in. So then this becomes content um, with that value. And make content any kind of view. Something like that. But then we still need a model, right? Or like some way to get something, the initial value. Let's call this initial value. Uh, Title. We'll leave out subtitle for now. We can add that in if we want later. Um, yeah, so our keyboard controller will have these three methods. And I guess one problem here is that this is generic, but keyboard controller is not. That's something we were struggling with yesterday. But I guess at the call site, you want to just pass in a model, like an initial value and a title, and you want to get a done callback. Like that's the ideal way to show a keyboard. And then the binding to the view to display that, I guess that could be elsewhere, or perhaps that could be part of the model. Um, what happens if we make it part of the model? Um, Specialize with too few parameters, right? Because this needs to know the type of content that it is. I make this a view builder that returns some view. Can I remove this? This yeah, a little bit going in circles here, trying to get just the right generics to work. Yeah, so I guess we can't really do that. Um, so maybe it's like with the routing in iOS 16, maybe we need to like register types. As long as v is a view and t is equatable. Excuse me. Um, I guess I want to like build a dictionary state. Um, this will be private. Private dictionary of view types to equatable types. Um, or should this be in any view? Let's see. How do we talk? How do we talk about two types? Um, I just say type. Not find type, type, and scope. Um, let's see. Uh, let's see if we can. Yeah, what is type of? This returns a meta type. Not find meta type and scope. I'm importing foundation in SwiftUI. Okay, so maybe that's not the right thing. We make these strings. Maybe the compiler will give me some clues. not assign value of type v.type to subscript of type string. Okay. What if I say self on there? Still getting the same business. Okay. Okay. Sure. Oh, it needs to be hashable. But it's just the type name. Like how does SwiftUI do this? Because you can register things by type, like this observable object, you get it out of the environment. There's got to be a way to do this. I also think this is a slice. The explicit call it dictionary. Oh, this needs to be a comma in this. So then how does SwiftUI do type lookups? Wow, we're getting so deep in the weeds for our little keyboard controller. But I'm kind of curious to see where this goes. Uh, let's see, is the SwiftUI source code available? Well, what's this? Open SwiftUI is an open source implementation of Apple's SwiftUI. Interesting. I guess the thing I need to know the most is how do they register environment stuff? They don't have it. Okay. How else does SwiftUI register a class? Um, well, let's see. I know Vapor does a similar approach. We could look what Vapor does. Thanks. Maybe in or Yeah, so that there's the storage stuff, and you can have like a key to a key. Yeah, so where is storage key defined? It's like a protocol, so let's try putting protocol in front. Key used to store values in a storage must conform to this protocol. That doesn't look particularly hashable. Oops, didn't mean to hit the back key there. Uh, I guess we should write down what we're doing. How does Vapor store class to value map? I think it does something with storage. So again, we're back here in the Vapor documentation, looking for uh, how it does this storage. So as a key. So where does it use this key? Application.storage. That's this itself. Oh, application itself has another storage on it that it's delegating to. What's happening? If so, let's look up this class the application. This has a storage on it. Yeah, what's this object identifier thing? This is what I'm looking for. I think. Or no, let's stay focused on storage. So is this a class, this storage? We're back here. I don't think it's this storage. I think it's a different storage. Yeah, which storage is this? There's actually quite a few different storages. One is on core, and this doesn't say like core.storage, so I don't think it's that one. Same thing here. These are all internal. And this is public, so it has to be a public class. Which means it's none of those. Maybe it's a struct. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I guess this is kind of what I'm trying to do with this keyboard thing. Um, object identifier. This exists? Or is that something from... Oh, looks like it exists here. A unique identifier or a class instance or meta type. This unique identifier is only valid for comparisons during the lifetime of the instance. In Swift, when the class instances and meta types have unique identifiers, there's no notion of identity for structs, enum functions, or tuples. Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Assign value of v dot type. Okay. I just say type. Not convert value of type v dot type. Still no. What if I make it? If I make it be an object? Oh, I guess these could be backwards, I guess. Or well, let's keep it this way, and we'll do like a block, perhaps. Man, I feel like I'm really getting lost in the woods here. Um, is this interesting content? I don't know. It is something I'm trying to figure out. Like, how far meta can we go in SwiftUI? Um, I had used enums before in the main version of the app, and that was not that's just not expandable. Like, how do you how do you offer this to users as something usable? Um, I guess unless if we just say if you want to add more types of keyboards, then you need to fork the project. I mean, I guess that's a thing, but the enum wasn't satisfying in that like we didn't have a we weren't able to match the type of the initial value to the thing that came out to the done callback. Um, that was unsatisfying. We have this idea here, which I like because this creates a state for us. Um, any view. But it does. It does. Oh, I guess it actually doesn't. I thought I put that in. I guess if we pass in the content like this, it's not, we don't need to do mapping. So far, our model is just an initial value and a title. Um, let's pull those out. Yeah. And then what's the problem here? Oh, it needs to be readable. Let's go for usages of this. Just take a fully new thing. We'll say middle will be image name, initial value, current image name. And when it's done, say self dot image name equals new image name. And then for content, I guess we'll say we'll try this. Does this compile? Okay, we have some stuff that we can try to delete. We did? Really? I guess even if it does succeed, um, we haven't done anything with with dismiss yet. Uh, Although, if we're passing a view in, maybe the view should keep track of its own done button. Oh, I'm having my mind blown right now. So we have the wrapper view around the content view. And that just lets us, it creates the keyboard controller, and then we'll show the overlay on top of the content. Right, that's the right order. Let me open up the previous package. What I was looking for, I was looking for in root nav. Yeah, keyboard view goes at the end. And I guess this needs to be at published. What's going on? Let's try circle. I think it needs to be lowercase. Yeah, so it'll dismiss. We don't have a yeah, so if this content view gets passed in, then a lot can be you know, delegated to the user. Well, we can provide some sensible defaults, right? Then done button. Um, and where's this gonna go? This needs to call some kind of action that gets passed in. Then how do we make this usable? Oh, maybe we don't pass an action. This is very interesting. I mean, this is clear. It's interesting. Like, do we even need to Let's see. Let's do a different one. Well, how simple can we make this? Show keyboard 2. We might need to do this part. Wrap it in any view. And we come back here, we'll do keyboard controller show keyboard 2. If we make a text keyboard that manages its own state, well, I guess it could have an initial text. Comment out this for now. Give it an initial text. Oh, I guess it's really just an init param. Oh, this needs to be underscore text, I think. What? Oh, action, right. Okay, let's move these fields to the top. I don't lose track of them. Escaping. Oh, and I have escaping in the wrong spot. We just need to have it dismiss, I guess. Um, also needs to focus when it on appear. Um, yeah, a few things to really get this going. Yeah, this can be like, if now we're doing it sort of in a composable way. Um, you pass in the view that you want it to display. Um, yeah, look at this. Show keyboard, and then here's the keyboard content you want to show. Um, this feels way better than all that generic stuff we were uh, getting into. Let's see. Style prominent text field can be text field style border focus. On peer, we want to set focused equals true. There we go. There we go. Maybe a little bit of padding. A little bit of padding. Oh, a lot of padding, but can make that configurable. Now it's just a view. Oh my god. I guess I'm still getting used to SwiftUI. I'm used to like passing in a whole bunch of stuff and then the library kind of like does it for you. And we don't need to do that. We didn't need to do any of that. You can offer a pre-made text board keyboard. Just like we can have like another keyboard we might want in there too. Um like the duration keyboard. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We don't need model. Um we don't need this content view. And this is really just like an overlay control, really. A way to get dismiss and show with some content. I guess specifically it's done as a Z stack. And I guess people that want to use this, they could use it in whatever way they want, really. Um, let's look at this. This isn't even worth like putting in a library. This is a text field, focuses on appear, button. Like we can offer it as a default if people want to use it. Uh, But it's just so easy to rebuild it yourself if you don't like it. You can say my text keyboard with your stuff as long as it interacts with keyboard controller. Wow. So so what happened? Uh, kept trying to work with generics. Instead, uh, found a way to elegantly um, pass in a keyboard content view. Hey, welcome back, Real Official Birdie. Um, yeah, this was a component that I'd worked on that I'd used in two of my previous apps, and someone liked it. So I wanted to make it, you know, generally usable, but it was very tied to the apps that I was using it in. So yesterday and today, um, I was really banging my head against the wall trying to figure out how to make it work with Swift generics. But now I have this little keyboard view that shows up with the grayed out screen, with the and then with the little text field that shows up. Um, I guess like the default, if you make like I can show you what a default keyboard looks like in SwiftUI and why I want to change it. Uh, we can have a text field. Title will be image name. Text will be this image name field, and we can run that. Yeah, this is should maybe make it look a little bit prettier. Text field style, rounded border. So that's a text field, and it kind of floats in the middle of the screen there. Um, it scrolls up. I feel like tapping a button and getting this little thing here at the bottom of the screen is just a little bit nicer. Why don't I make cross-platform apps? Um, guess guess it's what I focus on. I guess it's twice the work. I guess I'm not sure how to answer that. I guess Swift is my favorite language right now, so I'm spending time on Swift. A lot of the cross platform frameworks use JavaScript, which is fine. But I'm I'm a smaller fan of JavaScript than I am of Swift. I guess it's just I don't know. I like the expressiveness of Swift, and other people like the expressiveness of JavaScript. It's fine. Yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan of Dart and Flutter. But you should feel free to play with those. I'm sure those are fantastic projects. Um, I guess on my stream I like to have fun, and I don't find that fun. I guess or as fun. Everything to your taste, though. You know, if you find those fun, you should definitely do it. we can add a little title here. We can make it bold. We can set this to be alignment of leading, I guess. Yeah, so that's what I guess now. Now it's now it's more easily usable. It's not tied to the apps I was working on. Um, uh, anyone could. This isn't, yeah, it isn't tied to my apps. This is now, this could be publicly usable, publicly forkable. So um, yeah, is there any last cleanup I would want to do for doing that? Um, I'm not sure whether to include this text keyboard or offer it as example code. I guess the actual framework would be like this keyboard controller, um, wrapper view, and this overlay. Um, oh, and I guess we need like a README for how to use it. Um, yeah, I'm so thirsty. I need to, I need to get some water. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is example code or if this is a framework. It's hardly any code. What's this? 20 lines, 10 lines, 10 lines. So it's about 40 lines of code plus some sample stuff. I feel like this is more sample code than a project. Um, maybe I'll put it in the subscriber GitHub or something. I don't know. I mean, the code is all clearly here if anyone wants to take screenshots and paste it into their own projects. Um, subscriber stuff is just as a convenience and for I want to support the work I do. Um, uh, and maybe I'll do the GitHub management not on stream since that's a little boring. Um, but I guess now I have a better idea of what the keyboard should look like in the timer app. We can head back to the timer app. Is that just, yeah, timer here? Um, we have installed our Swish strips project. Cool. Not a directory. Oh my goodness. Not sure what's going on with Swift when sometimes when things change directories, it's all up in a panic. Oh, right. It's because now we're on Xcode Beta 4. It was previously built with Xcode Beta 3. Oh, What is this going to open in? Yeah, this is current Xcode. So let's close all those. Close all those. Um, let's open up the Xcode that we want to work with directly. Is build succeeded. Okay. So now, I guess we can make a subfolder here. Let's see. So how do we want to bring this in? I guess we don't need keyboard value anymore. Um, we don't. This keyboard controller changes a lot. It doesn't take a model anymore. It essentially just takes a view to show. Close it. I did. Okay, so let's let's open it back up so I can copy that paste. Yeah, and then I'll have my two keyboards. Under my keyboards view, I'll have a text keyboard and a duration keyboard. And my text keyboard will look like, what do I have right now? Yeah, I guess SwiftUI is like infinitely restructurable. So like what counts as library code and what counts as something that's just example code is like it's very blurry to me right now. Like the only libraries in this project are for dealing with the database. Everything else is homespun right now. Yeah, so I guess we'll have a title, we'll have an initial value, which I guess is a string in this case, a placeholder. And then this needs to be, yeah, an initializer because we need to assign a state. Underscore text. So making a state directly. Go ahead and put that in there. Oh yeah, and a done action. which will get the new name and pass it to the done action. And this is at escaping. Then yeah, here we can copy some more from our current keyboard view. Yeah, so we have an H stack with a text field in it. This is the placeholder that we got initialized with. This is the binding to the text that we created. Oh, right, and we need the focus state for the text field. Define that up there, and need to call it focus state. We can just call it focus line. Keyboard controller. Yeah, so here we're going to call the action directly an action with the current value of the text. And then keyboard controller we can get out of the environment. What's this error? Not call value of non-function type binding sub. What? Doesn't make sense. That's called dismiss keyboard. Okay. Are we building? Oh, we're still missing curly brace somewhere. I think it's right here that it's missing. It'll fail, but we fixed that error. Okay, so this is a usage of. This is for editing the notes, right? So let's just start from scratch. So this is going to be a text keyboard. Title will be notes. The initial value will be the current notes. Placeholder. Type of placeholder. Write your notes here, something like that. That's just what that's just what the title is. I don't know, main. And finally, we have, without doing any sort of enum stuff, we just have a regular update. Now, one thing that this keyboard could do is it could wrap this in a task. It could make the done callback async throws. Oh, we need to put it up here also. Oops. And now what is, um, oh, a different usage of it, of course. And here's, looks like this is also a text keyboard. Initial value will be the current. Right, this is where we edit the name of a timer. Now we have a reusable keyboard for text in this app. That's pretty good. Um, Now here's the duration. So this is the one we're going to need to rewrite a little bit. Um, we even made a placeholder for it. We can import SwiftUI. We can, okay, this is the duration keyboard. Is this just a view? Eight bar. This is called duration. And then we will copy paste from current keyboard view, which we're about to delete. It's going to be the duration picker and then a done button at the bottom. And we can grab the keyboard controller from the environment. I guess I guess for the duration picker, it's not exactly keyboard, huh? Um, I guess perhaps it's maybe like input controller, prompt controller. We call this prompt. Um, Prompt. So easy to say. Right, and then for I guess this part is getting repetitive where we do the dismiss on the main thread and run the done action later. Um, maybe maybe dismiss. Maybe we could put a little bit of a helper inside of this. Um, oops. So we need an initial value. Uh, what's the order of what we did for title placeholder? Let's copy paste modify this. Oh, and title should always be a localized string key. Let's make that change over here and in the sample code as well. Oh, we didn't make it we didn't put a title on here. Okay. So it's already localized. Yeah, I was thinking this would be like a library or something, but I think it's not really. There's not much to this. Um, okay, so now we store some values. Self.title equals title. Uh, underscore duration rather is state with the initial value of duration. Um, duration doesn't have a placeholder, but we will store the and I guess the title we need as oops, I need to say main actor dot run. Right. I didn't update the types. Now we have a oh, this should be initial value. Delta produce diagnostic for expression. Okay, well that's outside of here. Our duration keyboard, it takes a title, an initial value, and a done action. It sets itself up with those parameters. It grabs a reference to the keyboard controller out of the environment. And then what does it look like? Inside of the keyboard overlay, which pushes everything to the bottom with the gray overlay, partially transparent overlay, we show the duration picker we built elsewhere in the app. And then there's a done button at the bottom. Nice. What is the problem here? Yes, this view, this is the old stuff. This stuff is going away. In fact, I think I can be bold and delete this. Yeah, because I named it keyboard overlay in my other one. Okay, so let's do that again. Let's grab it from here. Yeah, just grab the thing. The keyboard overlay has a reference from the environment to the keyboard controller. If there's keyboard content, show it at the bottom uh, over a grayed out, yeah, just a grayed out background. Um, and if you tap that background, press the keyboard. guess I'm still failing because in my root nav now I need to reference this overlay. And what else? Oh, right. To show the actual duration keyboard. So now we have keyboard controller, show keyboard. Here we'll say the duration keyboard. Title is edit timer duration. The initial value is the current duration of the timer. Duration. And we do duration back out of here. What do we want to do? We want to update. And then this just deletes. That feels better. Let's, oh, we're built. Come on, my phone. I just like dismiss it. Can I use my app? Okay. Okay, so here's the duration. Ooh. I guess it needs a little bit of a background, huh? I mean, it's usable. Oh, and it needs padding. Let's set it so it's 38, move it to 28. Yay, that worked. The duration keyboard needs padding. And it needs a background color. Now, I believe the way we do this is you make a color of a UI color of system ground. I think that's the way to do it. Yeah. Oh, we didn't put the title in. Let's put that title in. Oh, it's a text keyboard. Duration keyboard. Copy paste that title. That's just a little needle abrupt. And 4 is not enough padding either. 8. Ooh, and this should be to the left. It kind of moves everything to the I don't want the duration picker to move to the left. I still want this to be centered. So let's remove that business, put it in H word stack, spacer. We'll put these on separate lines. Hey, let's try to animate this perhaps. Keyboard overlay, maybe in the keyboard controller. Can I say with animation? both of these honestly. There we go. At least it's not too abrupt, and that's something we can customize for sure. And I suppose that's something we should copy back over to here. Maybe this is a library. And it's like 3 files. It's just like, let's copy paste it. You don't need to bring in a whole other dependency into this, into your project. And then it gets run out of date. I'm still thinking about that, obviously. Okay. I think we can commit that in our timer app. Bring in new ideas for keyboards. And I want to commit there because I want to try something out that was so successful after getting stuck all day yesterday. Let's try to get stuck again. Let's see. So what I want to try out is, I guess the little bit of repetition here is the action on the done button. Feel like the done, like this. Well, is that something that it's hard to predict how everything's going to be used, Um, is this something that folks are going to want to customize, or is having a helper for this going to be nice? I guess like if there's like an error, probably want to like catch that and show it, and that means making an error view. Can't be blank, I guess. Might be a good error. Um, Actually, that's kind of fantastic. Um, well, I guess, yeah, notes can be blank, but the name of a timer cannot be blank. Um, yeah, so that's not something that you want to put in the UI because it's coming from where it's saving it to. I guess the repos for these could validate the input. Or in fact, the migration itself could take care of this. Um, Ooh, that's funky. Um, Here we just have not null. We don't have not empty. Okay, so I guess there's still some rules to put in here. Man, I really wish that in the same way that we have like non-null in a database, we could have like non-empty. Um, and while I'm wishing out loud, I guess I could search for it and see if it's there. There and not empty. Whoa. Oh. That's cool. Man, SQLite's so good. SQLite is so good. Oh man. So, our current plan is to what are we going to do here? We're going to um yeah, what about errors for keyboard? So step one will be uh, make an error, assert non-empty strings to error UI for keyboard. And I'm hoping that this will help drive this will help drive the UI for keyboard error. Just so happens I want to implement in the database, but this could be written in code too. So we'll definitely need a test for this though. Okay, top tests, database tests. Not a new group, a file. Uh, Foundations test, I guess. Let's see, test. Testable, import the app. Um, I guess we'll make a, how we do this? I guess we'll get an empty database, insert something into it, and assert that we get a error. So this is in memory, I believe. Yeah. Maybe we just call it in memory. Um, I guess I don't need to save a result of this. This should throw, and it's not getting a throw. So let's see. When I assert throwing, Oh, that worked. So let's get it to throw an error. And I wonder if we can make it does it give us the error that it threw? Oh, build succeeded. Interesting, interesting, interesting. This is cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that to our migration. It looks like let's see, how do I do oh, there we go, check. Um, I'm not sure how to do this here with GRDB. I guess we could jump into the documentation. So this is looks like this is a block callback back to my code. I don't think I want that. Yeah, I think I want something in SQL. Let's see. So let's go back to our test. Yay, it succeeded, but what did it print? Yeah, I guess I guess the one drawback of doing it in the database is that what what do you supposed to show to the user? Um, yeah, man, UI is hard. Okay, well, getting the right error to show to the user, I guess, is perhaps outside the scope. Like we made an error, so I guess we can check that off. Now let's do about a error UI. Um, so if we get an error here, then we want to show it somewhere. Um, and one problem with errors in SwiftUI is they are not identifiable. Um, so I can't just do something like our current error is that and have this be a state. This is not going to compile. Oh wait, it is. There's I've done this before. There's okay. Well, you could say if let error current error, then we can say text current error dot localized description, and we can make this red, I guess. Foreground color dot red. run it and see what it looks like. Maybe I'm wrong now. Maybe errors are identifiable now. Ooh, this needs padding and the white background. Okay. Oh, the migration didn't rerun. Okay, let's delete the app to force a migration. This is not, the app hasn't launched yet because this is a beta version of Xcode playing with the new beta. We're not worried about breaking anyone's data. Let's just take something random for now. Okay, so back here, clear this out. Hit done. Yeah, it correctly doesn't dismiss because an error happened. However, we're not getting, yeah, this this just isn't identifiable. So, whew, um, the way that I solved this in Haptic Studio was I think each error had a UUID with it. Like it was called like an attempt to keep track of an attempt at saving new data. And that attempt had a date on it. When the date changed, then I knew I could. Yeah, then the SwiftUI state knew it could change. Um, so it might have to do something like that here. Like an error at an instant, maybe. Like one-time error. What's a good name for that? If you get the same error like 3 times in a row, like those are new errors. Um, I guess it doesn't need to be an error. It'll just have an error on it. Can I use this as the identifier or okay. Say it's a one-time error. And if it happens, we will catch and say self dot print error equals one-time error with the error that was just thrown. Here we'll just reach into the error. Again, editing the camera label. What? Oh, well, for starters, needs to be inside of the do catch. There we go. They don't want to show that to a user, but you know, we're showing an error. We're showing an error. So let's clean up that text keyboard a little bit. Let's see. needs the background and padding just like the duration. Copy and paste. Perhaps this should go on the overlay, really. That looks good. Fantastic. Make it leading alignment for the label. Nice. Just to show that it's working. Um, yeah, so we have this one-time error. I think I could use a better name. Um, is there some way we can kind of move some of that into the keyboard controller? Let's do some exploring after committing. Our non-empty timer label. Let's see. So this calls the done action. Um, I mean, I guess the keyboard controller could have the current error on it. That'd be kind of exciting. And then it'd be like dismiss keyboard with action. And this could be async throws. And then inside here, we can say task of try await action and escaping closure. Oh, okay. Thank you, Xcode. Something like that. Oh, this doesn't throw. So we can say to catch self.keyboard error. It's a new one-time error with the error. And then can we use this? Yeah, instead of saying all of this, perhaps we say something like keyboard controller dot dismiss keyboard with an action, and the action is that? It's gonna work. And instead of current error, this is keyboard error. Or keyboard controller dot keyboard error. I guess that needs a better name. And I guess if it dismisses, do we want to clear it out? Yeah, maybe. The alternative is that it just sticks around. Oh, okay. A few things. I forgot to put this inside the do catch, and this needs to be on the main actor. Cool. We can dismiss it by tapping out of it, and no problem. What is this? Media toolbox? I don't think this is me. I get that error every once in a while, and I don't know what the deal is with it. Or media. I mean, I guess I could Google for it. I don't know. Okay, so coming back here, so we have dismiss keyboard, just dismiss it. We have dismiss keyboard only if there's no error from the action. And that's feeling pretty good. I guess there is starting to be a little bit more something that feels a little bit more like a package that could be reusable here. Um, that will be for another day. One-time error. I gotta think about a better name for this. Like error at an instant. Um, error that happened one time. Um, uh, we could call it keyboard error. Um, that's a little maybe too spicy. Um, or too silly. It's not tied to it being a keyboard. Um, instantaneous error. I mean, that's just so long. Instant error. Error. Instant error with instant. It's just naming the two fields. That's not like a concept. I mean, it's something that we need to do not because we necessarily want to. It's we're trying to get around at state in SwiftUI, where if it's something different that happened, it needs its own identity. Identified error, unique error. Yeah, unique error. That's all right. That is what it's trying to do. This error happened at this time. It's unique to the same error happening at a different time. I guess I guess unique error. That sounds like a unique constraint failed in the database. So that's I guess one drawback. Um, Man, that was otherwise was going to be a really good name. Naming things. Let's see. Let's look at the thesaurus as we love to do on this channel. Let's see. Divide, comprehensible, lucid, articulate, systematic, eligible, uh, identifiable. Trackable. Not bad, not bad. Trackable sounds like we're tracking with like third-party tracking service. Error at instant. Um, that's the best I can come up with. Let's go with that and keep an ear out for better ideas. Instantaneous error. Keep coming back to that one. That was too much of a mouthful. Ooh, okay. Well, that was fun. Um, yeah, so we got a bit done today. I'm so happy that we pushed through with the keyboard stuff. I was feeling really down after yesterday, getting stuck in generics Swift, and now we have a nicely working keyboard. Um, we have our keyboard overlay, um, which shows the content. Um, we have a keyboard controller that helps with the errors now and with making sure things happen in the background. We have two separate dismisses, one with an action, one without, and it delegates to the other one if an error doesn't happen. And then we have, ooh, is this for real? No, okay. Thanks, Xcode. Oh, we can check out this error UI here. yeah, so that brings us to the end of today. Um, we stream every day, every weekday, starting at 2 o'clock. Thank you so much for the follows, subscriptions, all the lurks, and the texts and the chats and wherever you support. It's very appreciated. I love programming. I love sharing fun programming with you. And thank you so much for watching. Um, you can see my website down there, fullqdeveloper.com, which has links to my YouTube, my Discord, my Twitter. And if you want to support with coffee, the coffee link as well. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.